Welcome back to Picross. It's my intro this time.
Damn, I've been overthrown in my own thread.
Yeah, well, it had to happen at some point. Welcome back to Picross MP2. We are back. It's been a little bit since we played. And I believe this is where we're supposed to go.
That looks right. Let's see if we get a weird story type thing.
Wow, they kicking us off right away. I forget the options, as usual.
Same. Let's just hit the top one?
Yeah,
sure, that looks
nice.
good. Okay. So... yeah, I hope this is the right one. Didn't the last one have like a little intro bit before we started the puzzle too?
I think it was after.
Okay.
I've made a horrible mistake. And I started eating a candy cane right before this. And I need to stop.
You absolute fool.
Artie's gonna be mad at me. But that's nothing new, so. 2, 3, 9, but yeah, it's been a busy time for me, at least. I don't know about how it's been for you. But...
it's just kind of been, to be honest.
Yeah, I've been busy focusing on getting myself to graduation in about a little over a week's time. I will finally have graduated college. So
okay, so we're not in free mode.
No, we're not.
That's good to know.
I guess we won't see free mode ever again now.
Well, yeah, if we have that, actually, that tells me... 10, yeah, okay. Well, that one's done then.
Nice.
That works.
Well, yeah, so I'm finally going to be done, and I'm very happy about that. Because it's been a long time coming.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, this can't...
I don't really have anything...
That can't be right there.
What do you... Wait, hang on, what?
No, hang on, I'm just counting. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, okay.
Yeah,
there's got to be a 13 in here. I had an X on top of this, and there's no way to fit a 13 in there, so I knew something had to be wrong.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3... Okay, so this has got to be 7 and 1 on this side.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's 9, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I do not really have anything particularly interesting to add. Just, mostly a sigh of relief having survived Thanksgiving. Now just gotta make it through Christmas.
When did you traveled sometime recently?
I did.
What was that for? What was that for Thanksgiving or just?
No, I went home to visit
right.
my folks. Like that was what end of
October?
October, yeah, like right before the beginning of November. So it's been about a month now.
Okay, I couldn't remember when it was. This last month has been like a blur for me.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Finishing up. I just finished shooting and producing and editing a 10-minute documentary for my capstone. That was fun.
Okay, so this has to be the...
No, I sound like it wasn't. It was actually really enjoyable. I really enjoyed making this documentary because a lot of what I learned is because I'm getting my degree in broadcast journalism. If we haven't mentioned it before, and you learn a lot about like the reporting process, and reporters these days tend to work a lot on their own. The term multimedia journalist is what many firms are looking to hire more than like dedicated pairs of reporters plus camera people. And a multimedia journalist, the idea behind them is they can do everything. And so they do everything. And as you might imagine, that probably means you're doing 2 jobs for 1 paycheck.
Damn straight. That's capitalism, baby.
So what I ended up doing was I was like, if I were to, I knew from doing the previous reporting classes, that I really did not want to do that for a living. I'm not passionate enough about the whole reporting process and everything involved with it to actually like do that as my job. Fill the middles here.
3, 4.
And so, because I knew that, I was like, well, what are my other options? And one of the other options available to us was do the documentary capstone, which we do. We make a 10-minute documentary of our own. But the key thing there is you work in a group. And that really changes the dynamic, because you can work, you have other people to work with. Oh, my shitty heater's turned on. There's something wrong with the heating right now. It's making all sorts of weird sounds.
Nice.
I should turn it off. I'm gonna turn it off real fast.
Oh no, don't abandon me right now.
That was easy.
Nice.
It's like making these weird, like, hissing, like, rumbling sounds. I don't understand. I know the heating is being repaired in the building right now, but you can, like, turn it on and still get heat out of it. It's just, I don't know. It sounds unsettling, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, heating is one of, that's one of those things where when they start to make weird noises, you should probably get that taken care of.
Yeah, I called somebody in about it earlier today, and they were like, yeah, this makes sense. I mean, we're doing the repairs right now, so it could be just related to that, the fact that they aren't finished yet, that they've taken longer than we expected. And I was like, all right, if it persists, I'll let you guys know.
Alright, so one of these is a 1. Let's see. That's a 3. That's a 3. So that doesn't really tell us anything. Okay, that's good.
Cool. Done down here. So yeah, aside from all that, I've just kind of existed, I guess. That's how it feels.
I mean, nothing wrong with that. It's, not every week has to be exciting and full of adventure in the real world.
Yeah. I'm just hoping I can make something of this sooner than later. One of my professors, he's teaching us basically. It's basically a class on After Effects for use with documentaries, and he's a Emmy award-winning documentarian.
You know, no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. No, he's super cool. We all love him. He's great. But no. Last class mentioned to me about something about my voice, and can you do a voice in like this? Are we in Kansas?
Yeah, we might be in Kansas.
Is this going to be the Wizard of Oz?
This could be.
I think we're
I would say this is probably going to be Wizard of Oz themed.
That's funny. I haven't seen that in ages. But yeah, I'll finish. So he basically said I could. Long story short, he might be getting in contact with me to do some voiceover work.
Well, you know, it's a good thing. You know, I don't know if you can do that one, FP. That could be tough.
Yeah, I know. But it's for like it's like for a museum around here, like, you know, if the museum has scenes or whatever. I believe that's what he was saying. But I was like, sure. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, you know, you've never done anything like that, so you better make sure you tell him to keep his expectations in check.
Yeah, I'm gonna really have to make sure he doesn't get his hopes up. But I'd love to try that.
One skip. Yeah, that's right. So these guys, this is 9. But yeah, no, I cannot claim to have anything even remotely comparable to that. The most exciting thing that I've been doing lately is the Christmas event in Fate Grand Order, so... Well, yes, it's not true. I got Darksiders 3 the other day, which I don't know if you've heard.
I have.
But has not been reviewing particularly well.
Yeah.
If you know anything about the Darksiders series, we're gonna say they are heavily inspired by other pieces of
They're basically
games
Zelda
media.
games. They're basically Zelda games. The original.
The first one is basically, their design document was a whiteboard with Zelda written in all capital letters and circled a bunch.
And it was pretty okay.
It's very good. It's probably my favorite game.
I didn't finish it. I had it on 360, but it was really good, what I did play of it.
Yeah, no, I love Darksiders 1. It is far and away my favorite of the series.
I've got this.
And I think, in fact, I'll make a controversial opinion. You know, not that you should be surprised by this. I think it's actually, like, Darksiders 1 is actually the best Zelda clone that's ever been made.
That seems fair.
I would even put it above some of the regular Zeldas, to be completely honest. So
it is very much in line with the traditional 3D Zelda style of game. So I can understand that. But at the same time, it has like its own. The gameplay is very Zelda, but the world design and all the everything else about it is completely its own.
Yeah, the world and the characters are all designed by Joe Madureira, who is best known for, I don't remember the exact I think it was Battle Chasers he did, but it's some extremely 90s designs, we're gonna call them. Like, super exaggerated, you know, heroes and all that shit. Like, if you, like War, the hero from the first game, makes, like, Marcus Phoenix look like some baby who hasn't even, like, he's the one going to, like, Marcus Phoenix. Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah.
So, like...
It's also got Mark Hamill in it.
It does. The Watcher. Mark Hamill voices the Watcher in the first game, and he does a very good voiceover.
Yeah.
So it's a very good blend of sinister and...
I mean, considering the Joker... Actually, from what I remember, the Watcher voice is very Joker-esque.
Oh, it totally is.
Which was perfectly fine.
I mean, and to be fair, that's by design, because the Watcher was literally attached to War to keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
So... But anyway, enough about Darksiders 1, which is an excellent game, and maybe I'll play it sometime. But, Darksiders 3... so like I said, the first game, very, very heavily Zelda-inspired. The second game goes really heavy in on loot. It kind of plays a bit more like Prince of Persia. There's a lot more emphasis on platforming and exploration. But the core game, like I said, there's a ton of loot stuff. I did not particularly like it, but it's a side grade, I guess is the best way to put it.
The comparison that I heard from other reviewers and pundits was that it cribs too heavily from the whole Dark Souls style.
Yeah, well, that's 3. That's 3.
Oh, you were talking about 2, sorry.
Yeah, 2 is, like I said, 2 is kind of Prince of Persia meets Diablo. And then, like I said, given that that has been the general design playbook of the Darksiders team, it's not really a surprise that we come to 3 and it's like, oh, this is Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And not even, like, good Dark Souls. It's not bad. I don't dislike it or anything. It's just...
not what you expected.
It's not as... they went too far in the other direction. Like, I'm actually quite happy to see that they stripped out, like, the loot system, because I think that was way overkill. But yeah, no, this is too much in the other direction.
It's not what you expected.
It's also apparently very short. I've heard reports from people who are like 10, 15 hours and they're finishing it.
Wow.
Which is
really surprising.
I'm not too surprised by that. Consider that, the team that made it is not... Because it was...
Yeah,
remember the
it was
first two
part of the
games
whole
were made...
THQ Nordic... No, it was part of the whole THQ sell-off, wasn't it? Like, the fact that it even got made was kind of a miracle.
Yeah. So, because, the original games were made by THQ, they had a much bigger budget, and this one is kind of made by table scraps by the company that kind of bought out THQ, so... I'm not surprised that it's kind of small and lackluster. Just...
Disappointed,
yeah.
And that's too bad. I mean, I did not really follow along with it at all. Or I didn't play 2. But the idea, I think it was kind of neat that this time you were going to get to play as Fury.
That's kind of been the gimmick of the whole series, is that each time, because so far actually, every game that they've made, it all takes place at the same time, in the same part of the story. It just depends on who you're following. So the first game first game follows War and what happens with him, and then the second game follows Death, and it's what he's doing to clear War's name, and it's all kind of happening at the same time, so... It's a very interesting strategy.
Were there instances in the game's past where these characters end up crossing paths?
Yeah, the opening of 3 actually has, Fury get called in while War is being questioned about the events of Darksider 1. And, he's... I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, because I actually do legitimately like...
the plot.
The plot, even if it is, some really stupid comic book garbage. But I like it. Hang on, this is not done. This needs to be a 7.
Oh, oops. Alright.
Are we sure this is Wizard of Oz?
This is the witch.
Oh, it's the witch. Okay, yeah, I was thinking like, it looked more like an Alice in Wonderland kind of like soldier type thing, and I'm like, I don't think that's right.
I'm gonna assume that what happens here is these two get filled in.
That would probably be a good guess.
Oh my gosh, I'm taking a guess in a Picross game. Somebody stop
Okay,
me.
I just proved that is in fact what it was, so you're good. Okay, we got 3, 3, 1, 1, 3. Okay, that's all these. Missing a 1. Got the 2, got the 2, and another 1. That face does not quite... Oh, okay. Hang on. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's the good one. Never mind.
Admittedly, it's been a very long time since I have seen or anything of the Wizard of Oz, but I would not have recognized that as a character. That's not really.
Maybe we needed to play this in the 90s. Quick, throw on a VHS filter. What's that data mean? I've never seen. I hit data. Oh, you can just reread. You can just.
Yeah, we can see that thing again.
Okay. I realized there's no big text to go along with the image this time.
That's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, because last time we had someone in the thread was translating them for us.
Yeah, the last time it was like a kind of like touristy kind of thing where they talked about some of the more notable architecture of Japan, and now it's... I don't think this is like bad or anything, it's just... But it is a little disappointing compared to the last one.
Yeah, I liked those architectural ones. They were kind of neat.
Okay, let's go over here. One, 1, 3. Okay, yeah, these are 5s, so this should just go straight across here. This row is done.
Going up 1.
Okay, I got the 1s on this side. That means these are the 4s. And that's a 2. That's done.
Going this one.
Seven, 5, 6, 7.
And let me just start getting this stuff on the bottom here. So I've recently been playing, let's see, I played Undertale through for the first time, finally, 3 years late. And,
God, you're such an awful fan.
Yeah, I
How
know.
did it take you so long to play the modern classic? They gave it to the Pope, man. Where have you been?
For that exact reason. Not because of the game. Just, honestly, the game was great. I really enjoyed it. But I think the reason it took me so long to play it was simply the extreme overhype surrounding the game and its fandom and everything like that, and just I like being told you have to play this game, you must play this game, stuff like that. How have you not beaten this game yet? And it kind of just drove me to be like, I don't really care right now. But like, you know, that was a few years back. Oh, it was also the fact that when I did play, because I did play it for a bit. I didn't finish it years ago. I was actually yelled at by somebody for accidentally killing Toriel at the start because I couldn't figure out how not to do it. So I was yelled at by somebody for that, and I was like, but what am I supposed to do? So there was too much.
You should have pulled a Spec Ops and just stopped playing right then and there.
I kept going more, but yeah, it was just this. I don't know. I was not happy with the response I was getting from like people over, how to play the game. Like, you must play this game this way, or you're a bad person, and stuff like that. Because there is the whole genocide run, or whatever it's called. I don't know. Just the bad run.
Yeah, the run you're thinking of is called the genocide run, and it is called that because that is what you do.
Yeah,
you kill literally everything.
Yeah, and I mean, a part of me is like, I kind of want to just see what that's like, but I remember seeing people in the past who mentioned like, I want to try this out, and like being told straight like, you are a bad person if you do this, and it's like, but it's just a game, it's just like, this is a mode within the game. You're not supposed to feel good about this, but it is a mode in the game that you can try and see what happens. Like, that was the sort of thing that was just stopping me from continuing to care about the game. And I don't know, it's weird that I can kind of let like public receptions and things like that kind of get to me as far as like playing a game or whatever, but I don't know, that's just how I felt about it at the time.
I don't think there's anything weird about that. I mean, that's a large part of why... I mean, part of it was because I did not enjoy playing it. I do not like bullet hell. The actual combat in it is mediocre at best, and I understand that that's because you're not, quote-unquote, supposed to. Like, I get that the idea is that you don't have to fight, and the real meat of it comes from doing the conversation stuff, but, like, it doesn't feel good to play, and so if you're not doing that, then the bulk of your interaction with the game is the bullet hell defense system, and I fucking despise that. I hated that system. So for me, it was a combination of, well, I'm not having any fun at all actually playing this, and I'm getting yelled at because, you're not doing the pacifist route? Well, you're not playing it right.
Yeah.
So I totally feel you, because that's a large part of why I just do not give a shit about Undertale at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a really well-written game. I think it's charming as hell. The music is great, but
the game and the community puts you off from it.
Yeah.
I think that's fair criticism, essentially, but it is really hard to get past the extremely passionate fan base that it has. I mean, not that you have to care about the fan base or anything, but it is still just like, it's very in your face about, or they're very in your face about like the way that should be played and things like that.
In a way, I almost liken them to the people who demand GameCube controllers for Smash. Like, guys, it's been 20 years. We can move on now.
I mean, I like it, but I didn't expect it to happen for Ultimate, then it did. And since it is, then I'll be like, okay, well, then, I mean, I've got the peripheral already. But yeah, I mean, I guess it is. It's very vocal people that can... Oh, we're done already. Oh, there's the Wicked Witch. No? Never mind.
Is that
the mayor?
Supposed to be like... Is that the Scarecrow? I think that's the Scarecrow.
The Scarecrow. Yeah, that's right. He wears green. Where's the... maybe she's one of... Yeah, okay, that's... He's not even wearing the same color! The puzzle had him in green. This has him in red. Make up your mind game.